Hello, my name is Katzman. This is Katzman Art Projects Gallery in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm here with Jared Betts today and his wonderful new exhibition, Riding Swans into the Ether. It's on now until August 31st. I'm going to let Jared take it away.
Thank you so much. And thanks. Hi, my name is Jared Betts, and I am going to take you around while we ride a swan into the ether, where we start with Snoopy. So I was painting this lovely Snoopy, and I wanted to show like that old kind of animation style where it's like some parts are a little bit like scratchy, like what's that Pigpen? Is that the guy that has like the wild stuff around his head, like from Charlie Brown?
I think so.
Yeah. So I was also going to add like some little grass from the aardvark and the ants, but it got to a place where it had like room to breathe, and I wanted that to like show through. And when I was in Hawaii, I was seeing a lot of Snoopy with like Hello Kitty mixed with a Hawaiian theme, and so that's why it's got like these wild flowers and stuff. And then moving on to this one, if you want to come over here. So this one says, "Hey Jace, that would be cool for skateboarding." So this one is symbolic of the time in the late 80s when my family and I went to California, and we were like tenting, and I kept seeing these places that looked cool for skateboarding, so every time I'd just be saying, "Hey Jace, that'd be cool for skateboarding." So since this show is in memory of my brother Jason and his partner Tim, they recently passed this year, so I wanted like most all of the show to be for them, and this one specifically, the Rapones logo was like, he had wheels that were Rapone wheels. It's like very 80s skateboard. And it was gonna have 6 Rapones, but then -1, and then 1 would be the screaming hand. But then when I was talking to my friend Kevin, he usually is like, "Do that, but do it 5 more times." So I said like, "Look at this one, should I add a frog?" And I was like, "What about 3? And he said, "Yes." And then I said, "Should I do this one, but 6 more times?" And he said, "Just 1." I was like expecting to say 6, but then I just like, wow, maybe I can let it breathe. So I also was practicing restraints. So that's one thing. I like to like do so many layers and so many drips and so many stars, but sometimes like with this one and the Snoopy one, I let it be more ethereal and just show the mark making. So this was mixed media. So there's spray paint, and I had like the ghost white drips with this like skateboard. Can I start over?
Go for it.
I was gonna say skateboard mop, but graffiti mop marker that's like super inky, but it's white. And then I had like all the different things, so there's like more spray paint, but yeah, just Sailor Moon fun.
We love.
And then I've been wanting to try new things with adding 2 different parts. I was looking at one painting and another painting as I was scrolling through my website, and I stopped when part of one painting was there with another painting, and I just thought it would be cool to have one painting and then another painting and then join them together. And so that's what I did. And this is like with graffiti 80s type maneuvers where you explode the can with sharp objects. I was wearing a hazmat suit because I usually get it all over myself and sometimes in my eyes, which is dangerous for health. And yeah, so very ethereal and fun, playful, whimsy. This is the title showpiece, which recently sold. I'm so excited. I'm making up new words with my voice. And so I wanted to do things that were repetition. I like working with lines. I like creating different taped off lines, but with this show I want it to be more open and less geometric, so I like repetition of marks, different shapes. This has mixed media, so there's pastel, there's like some inks and neon spray paints. I signed my name twice. The little one. And yeah, some really fun drips going on. Oh boy.
It's Pride weekend.
The Pride Parade just started outside. I had like this feeling like we would start it and something wild would happen.
There's like love and energy in the air.
Amazing. And we just had really delightful
Pastries.
So here is another one, like that other one, 2 pieces stitched together. And it's really incredible because the other month, my father and I and my sister went to watch a hockey game, and beside us was the Irving family and also Tinkerbell, who is this lady that used to make skating dresses for my sister when she was little, who we haven't seen for like 20 plus years, probably even more. And it was just so incredible, and I like posted online, who can help me sew 2 canvases together? And she's like, excuse me, I'll do that. And I tried to pay her, but she's retired now from being a seamstress and stuff, but it was so amazing to have her do this. And these were made like on the ground, which adds like an interesting flair because I'm trying like more different pouring methods and splatters and working wet on wet. So this was done with like, I call it a horsey tail brush. Well, my friend Andy coined that term because it's like this brush that looks like a little horse tail. And you get it really wet and then dip it in like a couple colors and then just like, and then I put like more paint over top of that with a big star, and then like the wet on wet makes it like expand, and I find that very exciting, kind of like a firework. And I was going to add fireworks, but I didn't.
And this one is metallic too, so it sparkles and shines.
Yeah, I love like
It's
chrome
lovely.
and things. I want to work with more silvers. And then this lovely title, Riding Swans into the Ether. It was going to be called Slaying Dragons and Riding Swans, but then I really like portals, and this kind of felt like a portal in my studio, so I thought Riding Swans into the Ether would be good, which is how I feel after eating all those amazing desserts across the street. And yeah, this year I just started treating myself to desserts and rings. I never like allowed myself to eat desserts or rings. Well, I don't eat these, but I wear them now. This is Big Bird and a dissociating Cookie Monster. Through dealing with loss this year has been quite a ride with my emotions and feelings, and this just really displays like that with your body kind of dissociating and your head and trying to figure out all these different things, and what better way to portray it than through cute Muppets and puppets and birds with pretty orange and pink legs. This was really fun to do. I always wanted to draw a big bird, but it was on a pedestal, but I've been taking wild ideas off pedestals and just doing them. Because if I can go through 10 years of art schools and 3 different schools, then I think you get out being able to paint and draw anything. So I'm reminding myself that, and who knew that I could draw a big bird?
And where did the Big Bird and Cookie Monster inspiration come from?
Great question. So the inspiration came from Sussex, where I live near. I live right near Funday Park, in between Funday and Sussex. And there was this antique store, and I saw this lampshade, and it had Big Bird and Cookie Monster holding hands, and there was like this cute light post, and I got it because it looked like a great reference, and it was from the 80s, so love. And Big Bird took 3 days, Cookie Monster 1 day, and it's just like, I was gonna use like a big brush and have it like really huge, but then I thought I'd get smaller with these, and then I just made the body kind of more brushy and washy, and he was wearing roller skates, but they came off as he's kind of floating away from his body. And it says, we stopped looking for monsters under our bed when we realized they were inside us all. And then B is for batshit crazy, because that's how I've been feeling most days. Oh wow, cool sunglasses. And then this is the poodles and the shrimp. So about a month ago, I went to the AG&S opening with Marianne and her collector friends, and they had a poodle and they were serving a shrimp, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to draw the poodle. And it felt like a concept that you'd see in like historical art books, like Degas' ballerinas or something, like all these whimsical, like I used Conte, so willow vine charcoal for little, I was gonna do much more detail, but then I left it open, like the grace of the poodle's ethereal being. And then I was gonna do like a light color for the shrimp, but then a lovely girlfriend who helped me make some decisions said I should do red. And yeah, this painting feels different than a lot of the other ones, but it's like this really nice departure. It also makes me want to bring back drawing, because I also love to draw. Speaking of love to draw, this merges so many things. I once did a Bambi and Dali elephants merged together, and it was called Obscured Innocence. So I love this idea of grown-up adult things mixed with children's movies and all of these different themes that are like so complex. And so I wanted to have the scene where Bambi is walking through the flowers and meets little flower that is stoned off flower juice. And he's looking up, or she's looking up. It's a he, but named Flower. I love that.
They?
Yeah. They, skunk, is looking up at Bambi, but instead we have bondage fairies who is there being all shy, like, hello, and just the two are gonna become the bestest friends. Bondage Fairies is from like the late 80s, early 90s, and it's this underground comic series that just went really big about fairies that have friendships with forest animals, and they save them through fairy juice. All right. And I put sparkles in the wings, and I unloaded probably like 3 to 5 bottles of sparkles, and is it enamel that's in them? It was like very strong, and it was wild.
Beautiful.
And then daisies and forget-me-nots, and so it was almost like merging Monet's flowers with Disney, and just so many things coming together.
Beautiful.
And also had the horsey tail background with wild, just fun mark making at the start, like wet on wet stars. So behind her are these giant drippy stars that came together like this firework.
Beautiful.
And stars. I like the aesthetics that are in Disney movies where like a bottle opens and there's stars and bubbles and things that come out, or in Alice in Wonderland when like a little mouse is falling from the sky and there's like bubbles and fireworks and things, and it's just like maybe we'll like insert something there that shows it.
I love that.
And the eyes are like swirling with heart eyes. I love aesthetics of old comics and old movies, which is a great segue to The Last Unicorn. So also my brother and sister and I loved watching The Last Unicorn and all the fantasy 80s movies. And so a couple weeks after Jason's passing, I was eating tacos for my taco festival in Capilé, and I came out and there was a giant Last Unicorn sticker with stars next to this dragonfly, which was what we used for his obituary, and we've been kind of using the dragonflies as this helpful thing to help us heal. We also got like new insect stuff. But yeah, also put sparkles in the unicorn horn and added a lot of these drips after watching a Pat Steer documentary with my lovely girlfriend. And it taught me that not only should I love drips, but maybe I need to be dripping even more, because there's just something so powerful about paint dripping, but also controlling the paint in different ways. So yeah, paint drips and waterfalls all just make me so happy. And then leading into the moon goddess fairy, I've been looking at a lot of fantasy moon images, and there was this one with like a fairy, but I wanted to bring back like the bondage fairy type fairies, like 90s pop anime, and again, iridescent wings, multiple flower stars, but in threes, and I'm just like really happy with how this turned out. And I used willow charcoal for parts of the moon and stars, and it just, yeah, it all came together in a great way. And yeah, it's just...
How many bottles of nail polish did you use on this one?
3. Stars and lightning and yeah.
Beautiful.
And then we have one final piece. We'll walk with me. Do you have anything to add?
Where'd you get the inspiration for the girl?
My Alexa?
Yes.
Great. My lovely girlfriend has been a stand-in model for me, and I hope to use her for, also, before we do that one, for doing, I have this lovely John Waterhouse tote bag, which is of dreams, and there's something to be said about, like, I love using different pop culture images, but I love being able to have, like, something that's completely original, so using my girlfriend as the stand-in model makes it completely original, and we're gonna be posing in swamps a lot. And then this is the final piece, which is titled Cosmic Serenity, and it just, yeah, I'm so happy with the show, and this was a piece that I was working on along with the Snoopy and the Last Unicorn, so we got like that repetition of marks made with really high flowing paint, and then there's also a lot of different mark making going on in there, and it kind of loosening things up, just like very gestural, and I wanted to show that with this space. And using orange and blue, which is complementary. I usually don't use orange, but I'm embracing new things. So orange and blue, just, it feels really good, and I can't wait to explore more orange in the future. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in for this little walkthrough, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to explore an open sesame garden, which I never thought I'd be seeing, and yeah, have a wonderful July.